Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Leave a donation for that fried rice and chicken wings. Also for me to go get one of these fried shark sandwiches. Because what we're going to have this weekend is the great white shark, Oleksandr Usyk, and the great black shark, Daniel Dubois, getting busy. And I'm picking Dubois. I'm picking Dubois to beat Usyk. I've been saying this shit for a few months now, and I ain't changing my mind. Period. I understand what Usyk brings to the ring. I understand how special he is. Usyk is a bad boy, man. I'm telling you, I just see something in Daniel Dubois. The eyes don't lie. But one thing I say, Usyk looking good. Y'all notice how strong Usyk look? Usyk bulked up a little bit for this fight. That tells me that Usyk's taking his fights serious. But don't get it twisted. Either one of these guys can win. And it makes sense for Usyk to be the favorite. I just think that the great black shark, Daniel Dubois, smells blood. And he's been smelling blood for some time now. And he just has this aura about him and around him like, you know what? I'm not going to be stopped. This is my moment. I've been working on this since I've been 7 years old, doing push-ups or press-ups on my knuckles for hours at a time. And it's all culminated until this moment, to this event. And I'm not going to be denied. And I honestly think, that's what's going to happen. Now, matter of fact, let me get my big head out of here. Y'all always see me. And let's really look at this. This is what you got here, people. Now, what we need to understand is, Usyk, the man got some grays in his hair now. He's pop. You know what I'm saying? He getting up there in age. He's old pop. Daniel Dubois, man has power. He's got youth. And he's got momentum. And the thing about it that makes this fight so interesting is you've seen how Dubois has just been figuring things out inside the ring. Whatever it takes to get the victory, he's been doing. And even if he has to be a bit flagrant, when he gets in there with Usyk, this is going to be the problem. And this is why a lot of people are picking Oleksandr Usyk. Because Usyk has the kind of ring IQ that turns, like my sons like to do puzzles, you know what I'm saying? But what Usyk does is he'll turn punchers, and Dubois is a puncher, but he'll turn them into a puzzle piece. Like Usyk will figure out just kind of how to move the ball around and get him to fit into what he wants to create in the ring. And the thing is, I just don't feel Dubois is going to allow Usyk to do that. And I do think Dubois is going to go to the body, of course, upstairs. He's going to cut that ring off and put that pressure on Usyk, and we're going to see Usyk move more than ever. You see, this rematch taking place this weekend, this is really going to boil down. I guess we're getting another weekend of a pressure fighter in Dubois, kind of like Zepeda, and a very precise fighter like Usyk, kind of like what we got with Shakur Stevenson. The difference here is this pressure fighter is dirty, is hungry, hits extremely hard, and you can just see in his eyes, he's not going to get deflated. He's not going to have Usyk take his moment. And I think even Usyk knows that. Y'all got to pay attention, man. Usyk out here talking about, I know Daniel's dangerous. I don't have much left. Man, when I start hearing that shit, I said, God damn, he sounded like Gervonta Davis when Davis was about to fight Lamont Roach. No, he can fight. No, he's dangerous. I don't know. I don't want to do this no more. I want to be a better person. I don't know. It's like, oh, shit. And look what happened when Gervonta got in that ring with Lamont Roach. They robbed Lamont Roach of a victory. Now, this shit is happening out. This fight between Dubois and Usyk is happening in the UK. So I don't think there's going to be no robbing going on because the UK, they want their first United Kingdom four-belt, a heavyweight champion in the four-belt era, undisputed. They want to put that crown on a UK fighter. Joshua wasn't able to get it done. Tyson Fury wasn't able to get it done. Now you got the great black shark, Daniel Dubois, who's looking to come in here while Usyk is trying to have a chess match in the ring, and he's looking to knock all those chess pieces off the board, knock the board off the table, and flip the whole goddamn table and ring upside down by upsetting the favorite Usyk. Now, I know people are saying, well, look, man, the Dubois has a puncher's chance, and outside of that hood, Usyk remains the clear favorite because of skill. Skills pay the bills. Hey, look, I can't even say, hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid. I agree. But there's a couple of things that's going to happen in this rematch. I rubbed the old hood champion crystal ball. And this is what the crystal ball has showed me. Usyk likely is going to start fast, but so is Dubois. And that's going to shock Usyk. Usyk is going to come out there and be expecting to start fast, trouble Dubois, confuse Dubois, leave him perplexed, and start to land shots, and slowly but surely start to zap the air out of Dubois' soul, the life out of his system. That's not going to happen. Using all those angles, feints, and footwork to frustrate Dubois early, Dubois is going to be doing the same thing. He did it against AJ. He did it against Hrgovic. You're going to see him do it against Usyk. Usyk is going to realize that he is not in the ring with the boy that he fought a couple years ago. He's going to realize he's in the ring with the man. And Usyk is not going to like what's going on. Y'all got to understand, man, how much better can Usyk get? Okay? He fought Dubois, and Dubois beat him. They robbed Dubois. We know they did. Secret society in full effect. But hey, it is what it is. But how much better did Usyk get since that fight? How much wear and tear on Usyk since that fight? How much better did Dubois get? And how much wear and tear on Dubois? So when you look at it and you're being fair, in my opinion, I think collectively the boxing community should be saying, you know what, hood champion, his crystal ball is working. And he's making a valid point. Daniel Dubois, if he was Australian, we'd be going, Aussie, Dubois. Or we could actually make that Dubois to Dubois. Because that's the reality of what we're dealing with, man. Dubois going to come in there, cut off the ring, land body shots. And Usyk's got to be expecting that. But how about this? How about Usyk expecting the body shots? Dubois feints to the body. Usyk reacts and he goes upstairs and knocks Usyk out. Because Usyk allows Dubois to shockingly set a trap, go on a fishing expedition and hook the great white with literally a left hook or a right hook or an uppercut or something. You better believe, first of all, too bad not Usyk. When it comes to YouTube, all this copyright crap. They have several videos out there about Usyk not liking body shots from the amateurs and the pros. You guys need to go watch those videos. So I do believe Usyk and his team were expecting Dubois to come out just going, looking to launch and try to sustain a body attack. And as a result, I think Dubois and his team are looking to kind of go to the body, feint to the body, but come upstairs. And I think they're going to have a lot of success. I don't even think it's going to be the body work. I think he's going to be going upstairs that gets Usyk. And I think Usyk still has that Ukrainian mustache. Yeah, I think that shit's going to get knocked clear out the ring and probably up there into the balcony somewhere. There's not going to be any controversy in this fight. Expect Dubois to... I think Usyk and his team and most people are going to expect Dubois to come out and try maybe empty his tank early, hoping to catch Usyk before Usyk settles into a rhythm. But if you watch Dubois in his last 3 fights, he hasn't slowed down. Dubois hasn't gotten tired. When he faced Gerald Miller, you could see Dubois thought about quitting. But Usyk doesn't fight like Miller. He's not on you just nonstop. Usyk can pick up the pace, and Usyk's in phenomenal shape. But Dubois has a different type of conditioning himself. I don't know. Hey, look, man. You know, I'm always open to have a conversation about the cocktail. Even I wonder, what the hell? What did Dubois and his team come across to boost his energy levels, to help with his punch resistance, to increase his confidence? What are they doing? Because anyone who's expecting Dubois to gas out, hey, good luck with that. Because I don't think Usyk is going to be able to settle into any kind of rhythm because Dubois is not going to slow down. So where you see fighters normally slow down and Usyk goes into a second, third, fourth gear, I don't think that's going to happen this fight. I think people are going to be shocked, man. The question about can Dubois knock Usyk out, I don't even see why we're having that conversation. That's, to me, should be understood. Yes, he can knock him out. But I think most people feel that Dubois can only knock Usyk out early if he catches him in the first 3-4 rounds. I'll say this. Hold your horses and let's not take it to the stupid. Dubois knocked out AJ, Hrgovic, Miller since the first fight with Usyk. Those knockouts didn't come in the first 3 rounds. The other thing is Dubois' chin. I talked about his punch resistance. Dubois can take a punch. We know Usyk knocked him out. Well, he knocked him down with the jab, and Dubois just didn't get up. I personally think in that first fight, Dubois had mentally checked out. I don't think he had the mental resilience that he needed. And I think with the fact that he and his team in the corner were like, you're getting robbed, there should have been a knockout, you dropped Usyk with a body shot. I think that's where he lost focus, and as a result, he just wanted to get out of there. So in my opinion, don't think that Dubois is going to get into this fight with Usyk, and as each round goes by, he's going to start looking like he did in the first fight. Nah, not at all. Not at all. I think we're going to see him land clean shots to the body, clean shots to the head, especially that overhand right. And I'm saying in the first 4 rounds, I think we may see Usyk moving more than ever. Or he's going to get caught and hit with something because Dubois, if you watch him fight AJ, Dubois does a really good job. And when he's punching with those long arms, he can punch in between shots, but also using those arms as defense. You know what I'm saying? He does some really, really good stuff. He has good head movement, and it's really subtle, and he doesn't get credit for it. You may say, well, what about Usyk? There's nothing to say about Usyk. We know Usyk is the truth. Usyk is a special fighter. But again, to me, it comes back on who's got better and who's got more wear and tear. Who's talking about retiring? Who's out here saying and acknowledging that what they have in front of them is a serious threat? when you look into their eyes, who looks like they're there to win and who looks like they're having the oh shit moment? Usyk is having the oh shit moment. How did they convince me to get back into the ring, especially with this? Because Dubois look a little Sesame Street in the eyes. He look a little quirky. Dubois not there. You can see something's off with Danny Dubois. He'll be talking, smiling, then just get serious. Or he'll be talking serious and then just won't even complete a sentence, just stop talking. Say, oh, yeah. I'll tell you, there's something wrong with Danny Dubois. And I wouldn't want to be in the ring with him. But if Usyk can weather the storm, I feel that him weathering the storm is not just going to be early in the first early rounds. He's going to be weathering the storm all night. And I think by round 6 or 7, he's going to be saying, holy shit, what did I get myself into? This man's not fading. He already hurt me. I hit him with shots. I couldn't hurt him. And I think Usyk's going to get frustrated. And I think you're going to find him in a situation where people are going to expect maybe Dubois to turn wild, where you're going to see Usyk for the first time, panic in a fight. Remember when he fought Derek Chisora? Derek Chisora was putting the bing-bings on Usyk. And Usyk kept, fighting and keeping him off him. But let's be real. Dubois is definitely more polished than Chisora. And Dubois hits harder than Chisora. And Dubois has a better gas tank than Chisora. This is all bad for Usyk. We know Dubois is not going to sit out there and try to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. He's not going to do that. Dubois is looking, man, to step to Usyk. All gas, no brakes. And touch him. He ain't looking to sit on the outside, man, and be like Mayweather, Shaquille Stevenson, Richardson, Hitchens, man. That's not what he's looking to do. He ain't sitting there looking to outbox nobody. No. He's looking to turn into a mash-up, crash-up when the waters get deep. That's what he's looking to do. And I just think a lot of y'all going to sit here, man, and going to be shocked. Anyway, when you look at ring IQ, it's like I said, Usyk, he's elite. You got to give him credit for that. But Dubois has improved and is still improving. And I think people are going to be shocked at the ring IQ that Daniel Dubois shows against a very special athlete like Usyk. The footwork, look, man, Usyk's footwork is top notch. Like, there's not many who can do what Usyk does, and he can punch while he's moving. But when he's out there facing Dubois, who's going to be putting him under pressure, I just wonder how effective can the masterful footwork of Usyk, how effective can it be against a guy like Dubois, who seems to have an endless gas tank now, who's cutting the ring off and putting the bing-bings on him. We know Dubois looks a little flat-footed. Really don't see many people backing him up, at least in the last 3 fights. But what we've seen is whatever is taking place in the ring, he's found a way to win. Now, as far as the stamina, Usyk, we know Usyk, when he gets in around 10 or 11, he seems to switch gears. But we've also seen Dubois in the last 3 fights that he's showing that he just keeps getting stronger and stronger round after round after round. So everyone thinking that, after 3-4 rounds, Dubois is going to fade. I don't think so. I don't think so. You know what? When Anthony Joshua hit Dubois, and he hurt him. You know what that showed me? That Dubois, he is just on go. When he gets in that ring, he's on go. He's not in there looking for a way out. He's like, okay, I took a shot. May have slowed my momentum for the moment, but he immediately puts his foot back on the gas and starts letting those hands go because he believes in his power. Look, word on the street is Danny Dubois is the hardest hitting heavyweight puncher right now. Those aren't my words. Tyson Fury said something along those lines. Chisora said something along those lines. AJ said something along those lines. There's other coaches and stuff out there in the UK and in America where Daniel Dubois come and sparred who said things along those lines. They said that dude is a monster puncher. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but what I can say is when you get more than 15 people saying it, there's probably some truth to it. So that's why I think you see like that mental toughness of Dubois right now. Because there's something he did to build his confidence, and he's still building. Some people feel that Daniel Dubois, it's because people see what they want to see. And it's cool, right? Because everyone has an opinion. Some things I say are facts. A lot of it's opinion. And some things you guys say are facts, some things are opinion. But what I will say as far as mental toughness, Usyk been through the Olympics, undisputed twice. There's a certain level of toughness and confidence that comes with what Usyk has been through. And with Dubois, I think there's a certain level of toughness and confidence when you look at what he's been through and how he had been written off. Losing to Joyce, losing to Usyk, then having that fight where he got knocked down 3 times in the first round. But if you look at where he's at now, no one could have predicted that he'd be where he's at right now. So mental toughness, I think they're equally mentally tough. And you look at the last fight outcome, I understand the ball lost to Usyk, but that's 2023, we're in 2025. I think we need to move on beyond that bullshit. I just think we do, because all these predictions about, Usyk is going to get a wide decision and it's going to be a late stoppage. Yeah, Dubois has the power. He may land something early, but you're just going to see Usyk's movement and timing, and it's going to show up, and then his composure is going to carry him through, because we saw with Tyson Fury, when Tyson Fury hit him hard in that first fight with the uppercut, that Usyk persevered and came back, and they robbed him of a knockout of Tyson Fury. And so don't expect Dubois to land a big bomb like Tyson Fury did, and Usyk's going to stand up to Dubois' bomb because he stood up to Fury's bomb. Man, he'll stop all that. I understand the deeper the fight goes, how people can feel that the fight will likely shift towards Usyk's control. But I have a feeling there's going to be a shockwave at Wembley. I really do. And the first couple of rounds, I think, is where you're going to see Dubois and Don Charles. I think they've already scripted for them to kind of set up everything. For Dubois to come out aggressive, but not be reckless, not be overconfident, but be more measured. You know what I'm saying? Expect Dubois to maybe throw those jabs, because he got powerful ass jab, man. But shoot at the chest. Fade high, dig low. And that's where you're going to be able to get off some work to the body. And then eventually start to come upstairs and set a trap and try to bait Usyk. Again, it's not going to be easy. But I think that's kind of what we're going to see. Usyk will probably be circling, doing what he does, a herky-jerky movement up and down, probing with his jab, trying to hypnotize you with the lead hand, circles up and down, preoccupy your mind, and then start to bing you. But I just think what we're all gonna see is just how good Dubois cuts the ring off. He's not a boy anymore; he's a man. So he's not gonna chase Usyk around the ring. I think he's gonna stalk him, and early he's gonna probably come out, go downstairs, the first couple rounds, but then start to really look to bring it upstairs. And this is where a trap can be set. Because one thing about Dubois, he throws hard hooks. And see, if he starts off going downstairs, and then all of a sudden the jab changes to starting to incorporate more hooks, a little bit more body work, going upstairs. But if he gets a reaction from Usyk, like Usyk doesn't like it, I'm telling you right now, if he hits Usyk with something to the body, Usyk is going to start complaining to the referee. And this is where it gets a little bit quirky, because, you want to think that it's going to be a fair fight, but all of a sudden you could see Dubois lose a point or some shit. And that's going to tell us right there who they want to win. We all know they want Fury and Usyk in a third fight. Usyk doesn't really want it. But you know what Turki Al-Sheikh wants, he gets. So me doing this video, I could probably stop and delete this shit right now because at the end of the day, Turki Al-Sheikh has proven that he's going to make sure the fights he wants to happen. So it is what it is. But I do think Dubois is going to be going and landing, going for that midsection, that belt line. And this time I think they're going to be legal, clean, and heavy because he got jerked in Poland. But I don't think he's going to have to worry about that in this fight. And I think that's going to be the shot. The body hunting is going to open up the work upstairs. Maybe see Usyk backing up, trying to reset. But Dubois is going to be stepping with him. And he's just not going to let him reset or get into any rhythm. Going to be jabbing, feinting, and then you're going to see him. If Usyk starts backing up, it's from a body shot. Dubois is going to go all out to the body and be shooting that left hook to the liver. And I'm telling you, Usyk's going to quit. Usyk will quit. I never seen any fighter with such a sensitive midsection. Never. Somebody was like, oh, man, Keith Thurman, man, hood champion, what are you talking about? Now, Keith Thurman's sensitive as shit to the midsection. But you ain't never seen him, fall out in the ring and roll over, man. He swear to God, you would swear Usyk's nuts were up on his neck somewhere, up on his chest. Some old weird shit, the way that man sit there and react when somebody clobbers his ass. But I'm just waiting to hear the commentator say, Usyk's legs are gone. Dubois is unloading. I hope they got Antonio Tarver commentating on this. Well, I can't wait. But that would be so great to hear Antonio Tarver. He has me cracking up when he commentates because you can tell he's a fan of the sport of boxing and shit. But anyway, I think there's going to be a breakthrough around the 5th round where I think Usyk gets clipped. I think he goes down. And if he goes down, even if he survives the round, I think between rounds 6 and 7. At first I was saying the first 4 rounds, but I think between round 6 and 7, Dubois stops Usyk. I do. I think, especially if he hurts him downstairs and comes upstairs and catches him, I think Usyk's going to be trying to clinch. He's going to be shouting shit at the referee. He's going to lose his focus, and Usyk's just going to go down, and Dubois is going to be celebrating that he was able to do the unthinkable and knock out Oleksandr Usyk. I just think so. But I could also see Daniel Dubois, even if he gets a knockout, trying to jump up and climb up on the ropes. And because he's so Sesame Street, he like trips and falls off the ropes and shit, and then lands in the ring or outside the ring and breaks his ankle or leg, something crazy. Big time boxing, baby, big time boxing. Anyway, the man who quit in 2023 is going to knock out a legend this weekend. Y'all can sit here and say what you want. Hood champion. Here you go again with the predictions. Let me tell you something, McNicholas. Daniel Dubois is no joke. You can look at that man's eyes, and you're going to see something. You know what it reminds me of? Give y'all a quick story before I end the video, right? I've been talking, 28 minutes? I've been running my mouth too long on here. I remember being in Trinidad when I was younger. I was maybe in my early 20s, right? And there was a dog, we had a dog in the yard and a couple of dogs in the cages, but there was one in particular, man, he would always bark and make noise and shit. And one night, my cousins and I, some younger cousins, man, so they were still real mischievous. And we out there, and we're picking up the green mangoes, there were mangoes falling from the tree, and they fall in the yard. So at night, we're out there messing around, and we picked up some mangoes, some green ones too, right? And we were throwing the mangoes at the dog. Now, it was dark where the dog was at. And he, we're hitting him with these green mangoes. That's like hitting somebody with a rock. And it's wrong. I'm telling you it's wrong. But we were young and fucking around. Anyway, that did something to that dog where I ended up leaving Trinidad, and my dad stayed out there a little bit longer. He was like, hey, y'all do something to that dog? And I was like, why you ask that? He's like, because I noticed a bunch of fucking mango inside his area, and he afraid to come out. And I was like, yeah, we were pelting fucking mangoes at the dog. My dad was like, y'all wrong. You can't be doing that shit. You know, the dog is a dumb animal. Why you want to go and throw them green mangoes at the dog? That's like throwing stone at the dog, blah, blah, blah. So my dad wasn't cool with that shit. And so anyway, that messed the dog up. So I remember going back out there maybe like 5 months later. Because during these times, I was in Trinidad 2 to 3 times a year. So I went back out there. And they had the dog in this other part, like in a field, right? A large estate, so in a field. And they were saying, hey, don't mess around with that dog. They're saying that dog bad. And I'm like, yeah, they're like, yeah, like he going crazy. And I remember seeing the dog's, his expression in his face out there, sitting underneath a tree. And he looked crazy. He looked like Daniel Dubois. I'm not trying to be funny. I swear to God, that expression that dog had on his face, like that blank look and those beady eyes, just staring and looking crazy, it looked like Daniel Dubois has that same look. You see how Daniel Dubois would start a sentence and not finish it? So Daniel Dubois, so what are the keys to victory? I just have to do the, yeah. You see that shit? The dog would start to bark and not complete the bark. He would like, "Arr!" He wouldn't even finish the bark. So if you ask me, that dog went crazy because of how it was treated, because of what it experienced from us pelting it with fucking green mangoes, right? Daniel Dubois has gone crazy because of how he's been treated by the media. And as a result, he is what he is now. But the thing is, he's become, like the dog's become more vicious, Dubois become more vicious. The dog became more vigilant and had more awareness. That dog, I'm sure that dog wasn't able to sleep through the night. Daniel Dubois, I'm sure he gets in that ring and he has more awareness and he's not sleeping through the night and waking up late. I'm sure he's getting up and he's staying on point. I'm sure Daniel Dubois had to make all kind of changes since what he went through with Joe Joyce, but especially with Usyk. And that's why you see him the way he is now. A little bit Sesame Street, a little bit crazy, very vicious in the ring. And that's how that dog was. And I'm not making that shit up. That's a true story. I feel bad now, you know what I'm saying? But man, that dog, the dog's name was Skeeto, like mosquito. Because when he was young, it was small. But let me tell you something. Nobody messed with that dog. That dog. That's why it's really important to treat animals, humans, everything with love. But we were just out there fucking around, man. Had no idea. We were messing with vagrants, all kind of shit. You know, people in the Caribbean are superstitious. See guys coming up from the little rum shop, you know, drunk at night, and you out there throwing mangoes high in the sky and they drop it next to them. They think it's God trying to kill them and shit. It's fucking hilarious, man. But anyway, that has nothing to do with boxing. That's just, you know, us being fucking young and dumb. Anyway, y'all keep cool. Expect a Shockwave at Wembley. I think Dubois is going to win the fight. And I think he's going to knock Usyk out. But you know what? If the prediction's wrong, you know I don't care. I just really think Dubois has got something special going. And the great black shark is going to clip the old great white shark. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Yo, I'm in the breeze.